Greetings everyone, BJ Weiler back with you for another episode of Stronghold Kingdoms Island Warfare. This is day 173. We got a bit to catch up on here. Lots going on since our last episode. First things first, House 11 still in control of the Philippines. House 17 has quite a bit of provinces though. Oh yeah, we've got Zambogana Peninsula. I guess that's part of the peninsula in there, in the autonomous region. House 3, House 16, House 14. So the main houses there. House 17 still in the lead by about 50,000. And about 50,000. House 14, House 16, House 3, the dominant. As usual. Oh, there we are. We're still hanging in there. Looks like we'd be eliminated now. Because that's right. As you can see, there's some green, more green on the map now. Some green there. So we actually have more territories than we did yesterday. It looks like there might have been some more people joining us here. There's another faction? Yeah, another faction joined us, so that's what happened there. So as you can see, we are now in House 13. So there's some our fellow factions. Renegades, Rebels, and the Rogues, that's us. So we still got quite a bit of a large size faction here left over. So the reason for this, of course, has been the war. Apparently, from what I understand, the initial war between House 16, of which we were previously a member, was supposed to be with House 11. And then apparently something happened with House 17 caused a war between House 16 and House 17. Now, of course, as you can see, they are the two largest factions. House 3 has grown since the war started, so and still House 17, House 11 are the two largest factions right now on this world. So obviously, to get into war with both is an untenable situation, and it has finally taken its cost. So the war is still on between House 16, House 17, and House 11. However, as you can see, there are a couple factions who have gone neutral, including ours and Dragon Legion. Decided to go neutral because it's just the war's too costly at this point. So that helps us out a bit. So that allows us to keep working in lapu-lapu here, and of course our own villages. Gives us time to take the time that we need to really build up before we start the fighting. So if you've been watching my video series, as you can see, I rarely card. I rarely use premium tokens. So for me, it's about the long term. It's about the long distance. It's a marathon race. It's not a sprint to fight. So I build up on, I build up honor, I build up gold, because you know they're some of the necessary foundations for being a fighter. And of course, faith points. We gotta build up faith points as well. So that stuff takes time, especially if you're not a carter. So I prefer to remain a neutral, remain a quote-unquote farmer for as long as possible, until I can make sure my defenses and military are well enough done. Somebody's able to defend against the captain. Very good. But there we have it. So we are now green. We are house 13. Of course, allies. We're friendlies with our fellows in house 16. The Damage Incorporated still putting on the good fight here. There's our friend and YouTube fan, Senderol. I think he's got a few. Davio Oriental still got 3 base villages, 4, right? Yeah. And then Margravine, she. So we're going to say she, since she puts herself out as a Margravine there. Is in Palawan as well, in enemy territory, so to speak. Well, actually, we House 16, I believe the initial talks were about going into House 3. So I think House 16 is, if not allied, at least friendly with House 3. Not sure if they are particularly fighting anybody at this point in time. But I still think that would be a good idea for House 16 and House 3 to combine their forces. But we'll see how things change. So House membership change. We left House 16. We have joined House 13. Very good. And of course, we are now neutral with everybody. But we'll defend if attacked as normal. Speaking of which, where is our Lord Tyson? Is he still here? Who hit us earlier? Yes. So he went from House 11 to House 4. Interestingly enough. Fishy, fishy, fishy. We gotta get some. Ooh, we got some good weather there. Strong winds mean that island journeys will take a quarter of the usual day. So siege camp gone. Oh, we got 20,000. I think this will be a good time to rank up too. Enemy is vanquished, so siege camp here and gone. Advancing in large numbers, the penultimate attack. That's where we left off a few days ago. The siege camp arriving. So we did get an achievement, Feel the Heat. I think that was the only achievement. We haven't done any questing. Feel the heat for pouring iron or pitch. What is it? Oil. Boiling oil bolts. So we managed to pour 3 of those. So you know what? Before I forget, let's do this, gentlemen. Gentlemen, 4th class now, and let me take a quick pause here so I can open up my research sheet. Back to recording this. I can go over here and I can open up research. Figure out what 3 points we're going to put in, because still got a little bit of a way to 4th class now. Thank you. Catch up. So Castellation Diplomacy we can't do yet till we actually reach page. At this point, it doesn't make sense to do captains or logistics quite yet, because we are not going to capture a 3rd village at this point. The only reason I actually did it in global conflict is because I was going from my initial village in the United States up to Iceland, where at the time my house was based. The house I was in Blacklist was based, so I need to research logistics to get there in a reasonable amount of time. But here, I'll move that now. Since we do have some close charters, unfortunately, as we can see, I know I mentioned last video we weren't sure about Musashi here. Whether he's still active. Well, apparently he was not, because his 2 villages have disappeared. So now it's just down to us 3. Excuse me. So myself, Pedro, who is still on vacation mode, by the way. It's got to be at least 2 weeks now he's been gone. So I think 15 days is the limit, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that changed to however long of a premium token you're using. So maybe you can go on vacation mode for 30 days at this point. And Vasilisa 1, who's kind enough to make some good donations in the parish earlier to upgrade some buildings. So very good, very good, very good. So it's just the 3 of us. Still got our siege engineers building there. 3 more hours. 3 more hours, we're done. We are almost done with the stone quarrying. This is the last level. Last level. So let's do some donating here. Keep working on this guy. Just leveled up. We can delete it. Make some more room for something else. Come on, really? Really? Alright, we'll just leave it off for now. We'll go au natural. By lane. By lane in a bit of a quandary here. We don't. Gotta see what we're up against here. I think it's because I've got double. Yeah. So not building up as much. I think it might be time to start building up by lane a bit too. It's time to bite the bullet and start building more in here. So we still gotta get armor. We did build our pole turner, so we can start working on that. As we do have our army maxed out at this point right now, so maybe that's what I'll do. What size armies? I know I've got command. Okay, so we got 2 points for command. A point each for pike and longbow. So maybe we'll do pike and longbow again. We can complete that one. Forging. We can always do forging too. Because we need our armies a little bit more in global conflict since we don't have a parish army to rely on. So maybe I'll do that instead. Do foraging. So get that caught up. So do 2 pike longbows because they're good for, I mean, that'll help for defense. I'll get that complete. So my next rank up I can do command and conscription. So I do, the one difference I do have here, as I mentioned before, is having pitch as well. So point-wise, I am a little bit off. But I think that's what we'll do. So we'll pop on over here. We will start with, since we don't have any AI, I think we'll start with foraging. So we can get that out of the way. Ooh, increase what we can bring back now. So we've got ooh, 1 point left in foraging to catch up on, and we've got 1 point working on. So that leaves 18 points shy of what we've spent in global conflict. Okay, good. So let me just pop down to remind myself here. I want to do foraging again. Or no, I want to do pike and longbow after this. That way they are caught up to my global conflict levels. There we go. Excellent. Back to the map. Alright, we're on our way back there. Let's go hit this wolf lair. Are there any... Can't hold any banquets yet. Resourceful, woodstone, iron, and pitch. I don't see iron and pitch. Pitch is the rare one. I don't see any pitch within reasonable distance here. And since where we're located on Davio Oriental, we are pretty much as far from another island as you can get, unless, of course, we're down here. So, the general sea weather is not going to help me or hinder me at all, because I'm pretty much not going to another island for quite some time. Yeah, so I don't see any pitch anywhere where I would have a shot at being able to nab it. So that quest is going to have to wait till we get much larger. Get more... We don't need those. Much more advanced here. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Bring back the fish. Bring back the fish. Excellent. Go get the fish. Long trip. Alright, so we've got our research going. We got some reports. So we've got 1 diplomacy. Oh, 2, 3 diplomacies, of course. Now I could have... That would have done diplomat very nicely, but I forgot to put diplomat on when I finished my other quest. Robber Baron is opposed, so that would have been nice. We could have done that against Musashi, since he was... Of course, we can't do any healing. Paladin's Castle was destroyed. Again, like I said in the last video, it just wasn't worth wasting the parish army to get that, where I knew it would pretty much only benefit me. Yeah, so we can't do any of these things. So for now, let me abandon these quests till I research, till I get the research necessary in order to complete them. So that makes things simple, so I can see exactly what I can do right. Like the wind, gotta upgrade our scouts a little bit more, but diplomat and robber baron, resourceful, possible. It looks like Diplomat and Robber Baron are going to be the two that are going to be most doable. So we'd have to find somebody we can pillage here. So just some small villages. People built up that we want to try and go after an inactive. So definitely people who've not built up villages like these guys, and they're actually down to high rank, so that would be more beneficial. So maybe we'll keep an eye on them for the time being and see. In the meantime, let's get back here to Bylane so we can figure out how we are going to build up here. So what do we got? We've got that built, we've got that built, okay. Good, so a little bit more defense there now. Building up slowly but surely. The Balasar, we are pretty much almost complete. We actually can throw down our last tower here. So what else can we build? So we gotta rank up some more turret makers. Guess I can throw down another ballista. Let's do tower. Let's do the tower. So where can we throw this? Can't do it there, but we can do it there. Make sure. Yep, alright. We'll do that. We will trade to lapu-lapu some of that wood, so we can continue to build up lapu-lapu. So we still got some building here to go, 9.5 more hours. Tower and another ballista. So we got 2 ballistas we can still build. Let's see, 2 flags. What can we do for 2 flags? Let's see what we're going to throw down next. I think we can fit one of those to speed up the army, so that might be a well choice. Building up our gold reserves now. Shit. So we got there 144, building that up. You know what? Can we? Yeah. So I threw down my bows there earlier, so 42 more to go. So build up our bows a little bit more before we donate again. So that'll definitely help. We definitely want to build up the pikemen more. So another reason why it just wouldn't have made sense to go attack that paladin's castle, although I really wanted to. Again, like I mentioned, is we don't have any catapults yet, so we need to start building them up. That'll make things a lot easier. And I mean, it would have just been a waste of pikemen, really. Especially a waste of pikemen to do that without catapults and being barely upgraded. So I think what we'll do, we'll speed up the parish army just a wee bit. We'll throw this down here. I think we still got room in here for some small stuff. So can we even? Yeah, so we can still throw down. Looks like we throw down a couple of barracks. Yeah, we can fit 2 barracks there. We can fit 1 there. So let me see here. Where are we with army size? So we are still 50 shy. And build up the army a little bit further. Of course, that will be reserved for catapults. Now, 50 catapults sound just about right. So we'll do that. Since we have the flags, we'll throw that down in there. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boop, boom. Alright, so good. That's that. Good there. So hopefully by the time that's done, we're all set and ready. We'll be able to delete that and build something else. Pitch, that would be nice. As a matter of fact, let's see who we got here. So let's just, what did she get? She got a Highland. Trying to think if that has pitch. Let's see real quick here. Stronghold. Come on, Firefox. There we go. Village table. Highland. Yes, Highland has pitch. So that might actually be a good one to throw down next. That way we'll have all 4 of our base resources established to upgrade and give us bonuses. So that's a good one to keep in mind, because that'll benefit both me and Vasilisa. Adria, I think, has a lowland, but he's got other villages back here, so he's got his highland there. So pitch, not necessarily. So he's got 2 highlands, so he's got pitch production there, and that is his thing there. So he'd be able to benefit his pitch production there. So that might be the next one for us to look to throwing down. Out of curiosity, let me see something here before we start reviewing our reports for this episode. Back into here. 9.5 hours, that's just okay. Let's see if we do have room. That's what I thought. Yeah, so we would have to delete a building. Of course, it's tough when you've got to spread out donations through several different things. Archery range, so at least 50%, which is decent there. But now this takes food. Archery range takes food. All the resource guilds take food. So spreading ourselves thin, and of course these things take the resources, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to upgrade them, especially when you need it for your own castle to build up and your own defenses. And it's also necessary, at least in my case, to donate it to the parish so I can continue to work on the parish without necessarily having to spend parish funds to buy this stuff. So as a matter of fact, can we, let me see here, can we throw down pitch yet? Oh yes, oil pots. Very nice. Okay, so in that case, let me see, are we maxed out in, see what we're maxed out in here. Pitch, not quite. Now, you know what, let's go back there. 500 for Balasar. You know what, let me do here. I think I got all my pitch built back up, right? All my oil. Oh, I can throw down 6 more oil pots. Why, that comes in handy. So 2, 4, 6. Let's do this. A 2, 4, 6. Of course, that's it there because now we don't have enough pitch to throw down another one. So what we'll do then is this. I was going to give some pitch to lapu-lapu, but Right now it'll be more useful in Baelosar. So that'll give us another 2 we can use. Definitely gonna have to upgrade our merchants at some point too. But alright, let's review some reports here. Let's see what we can see here. Wolf Lairs. All standard fare. Got a little bit of hit there. As you can see, it would have just been a waste to go after that Paladin's Castle at this point, so we'll just have to bide our time with that. Smaller one, much better. Excellent. So many attacks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 enemy attacks. The last attack was stopped by diplomacy. So 5 attacks in, what was it, a 3-day siege camp. Excellent. So stopped by diplomacy, very good. Free honor, more or less. Very good, very good, very good. So basically that's, we do have a bandit camp. Let's take a look at our bandit camp attack here. Just lost 3 archers, not bad. Cleared them all out. Excellent. Let's see if we can get this back. Get some tunage going now. There we go. Thank you. Take a look at a couple more Wolf Lairs there. Small fare. Excuse me. A slightly larger one. Excellent. And there it's back. Surprise, surprise. Smallish affair. So let's see the ones we just did. So we'll take a look at these guys. Ones we did at the top of the broadcast, you might say. Woo-hoo. Oh, that's not what I wanted anyway, is it? Did I? No, I didn't close it out. We can do this. Here we go. Oh no, that's not what I wanted anyway. Oops, alright. Excellent. So just the enemy attack. So what we want to do, let's go ahead and take a look at the enemy attacking by lane. So this would be the probing attack, the initial attack from the siege camp. Woohoo! Balasar defended, obviously. The next attack we'll look at, it'll be against Balasar. So the second attack, let's take a look. Obviously now much larger. Excellent. Balasar defending again. By lane. Defending. By lane. Defending. So we'll look at the penultimate attack here against by lane. turret firing now. See, ballista should fire off soon. There it goes. Boom. One shot. Headshot. One shot, one kill. Which make the ballistas very nice. Excellent, and there we go with that. Very good. Let's see, how long ago was that? That was 3 weeks ago, so pretty sure this report is going to be inconsequential now. So we've had plenty of time to build up the castle here. Let's see if we can even still get a report on it. Yeah, so this was the old report. So obviously that's built up quite a bit now, and us being neutral, of course, we don't want to start any wars. So I can get rid of that report. But again, thank you, Jams. We did review that attack in a previous episode, so this is no longer valid, so we don't need to hold on to it. Of course, we like to hold on to these for prosperity. Less attacking, but woohoo. Alright, there we go again. So let me get rid of this, and then we can do a little bit of building in our villages and call this an episode. Alright, there we go. So, Balasar. Let's see what we got. In Balasar, we have no peasants available. So, in fact, we are short. A peasant, aren't we? So good, we need armor. So let's do this. We will turn you off, since you are maxed out. Aren't you going to build? There we go, thank you. Next strategy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a little bit of a glitch here I've noticed with the, there we go. With the weapons manufacturers. They seem to be a little glitchy. But good, we're all good and good in there, so we might as well leave that done. Got everything else in there, so can't really build anything here. That would be beneficial. I'm actually going to have to move this bakery over here, so we'll have to throw down a premium token at some point, but not that much of an issue since production is still more than we need at this point. So buy lane is the big one. So we've got one free peasant. And we definitely need food, so I think what we're going to do is this. How's our weapons coming along? The question now is, do I throw down a hovel? Start bringing peasants in, or do I throw down... Well, I guess that answers that question. We can't place the armor yet. We don't quite have enough wood. So, we will throw down a hovel here. Come on, hovel. Alright, and then I can actually trade myself from wood from Bailane, or Balasar rather. We'll start getting peasants in, so what we can do is this then. Come on, merchants. thank you. We'll only send 1,000, so we'll do that. There we go, beautiful. So that'll take care of that. So once that wood arrives, I'll be able to build our armor. And then it's just a matter of waiting for our peasants to arrive, and we can start building up more of our food resources. So we can increase our productivity and do more for building, for donating and that kind of stuff. So in the meantime, I can knock that down since we've got some decent weather at least. Got break in the clouds, popularity is good, and I can bump that up even. For now, bringing in a little bit more gold. And so there we have it. So what is our production? 53, 63, and 41. Okay. So naturally cheese the highest because of the bonus we get with this being level 6 right now. We're only level, well, we're level 6 with that too, but each building actually, each food resource building here has a natural increase in productivity. So the apple orchard has the lowest productivity, cheese a little bit more, and these are base levels. You know, ham a little bit more than cheese, bread a little bit, or vegetables I think a little bit more than ham, and I think bread has the actual highest productivity, if I recall correctly, but somewhere along those lines. So you'll always need more apple orchards, depending, of course, on the other factors. At the base levels, you always need more apple orchards to match productivity of the other buildings. But we're good then. All right, good. We got that building. I think that's it. We're all caught up. We're all caught up for now. So I don't think we need to keep any more of these other reports. We'll just keep one to remember. It was Lord Tyson who did most of the attacking against us. Let's get rid of those. Boom. Boom, shaka, laka, laka, boom. Alright, so we got the essential reports we need. We reviewed everything else. Okay, scouts still out getting fishies. Very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And maybe we'll do some more attacks against some other things here. We'll see. Wolf's Castle. We definitely cannot attack a Wolf's Castle. That's for certain. But maybe we'll do a pillage against somebody. We'll keep things on eye here. Duke of Valentino. He's relatively close, as are these guys, relatively speaking. We'll keep an eye on them. Maybe we can do our Robber Baron quest. Get that out of the way. We'll see. Alright, in the meantime, this is BJ Wallace saying thanks for watching this episode of Island Warfare. Until next time, I will see you in game.